what they're going through. Even for like the younger generation, like they probably feel like they just need to be perfect to put out a product. Like,
That's the
like,
problem.
when we started, like, yo, there was a lot of errors. Like, yo, we like some of our videos used to come out just like terrible. Right? like I gotta be like honest about it. Like, you know, like there was like noises in the background, but we kept on pushing through and even trying to get the product to be the best that we could.
Nah, you remember when we didn't even have mics and we were just talking and using the camera, the camera audio? Man, it was
But that's the fact that you still started. Because remember, there's homies just like you guys sitting down in their gates or whatever, bunning or whatever the situation they are, and they're thinking, yo, let's start a podcast. But that man's like, nah, dog, I don't want to look foolish. I don't want to be embarrassed. Because a lot of people's like, oh, people are watching. But what you guys did is say, fuck that. Let's just start. And then we can kind of fix it, refine it. And it's making notes. Every player does that. Every basketball player, or, you know, if you guys are into football, like there's the watching of the tape. When they're practicing, they're studying the tape. Like, yo, that guy's a defensive beast out here. I know how to knock him down, you know?
It's funny because even with I remember there was like moments like you would post like content, right? And like even on TikTok, people are like they're really brutal. Like, yo, you guys suck. I should stop doing your podcast. Remember
who gave them a mic? All this crazy.
Oh, we need to raise the prices of mics. Like, yo, people were like going like when we first started, it was so like funny.
But yo, take it in. Look at all the comments who comment and see what they're doing for themselves. Because a lot of these people are afraid to go step out in front of a thing, but they can always make comments. And that was a great thing I'm going to bring back to social media is the fact that there's so many people freely open to like discuss other people and say, oh, your shoes look like this or that. But if you go to their page, you're like, yo, you look like a mud duck. How are you going to talk? How are you talking about me?
You know what I mean?
You don't even, you're not up. You look des. Like, you know what I mean? You're not looking in your best. So I realize like it's an open forum for criticism. But if you can build a thick skin, all it does is just make you more confident and hold your head high, right?
Yeah. I did want to ask you something because you mentioned music, and I feel like, you know, obviously you're an artist and stuff. So you dropped a tape recently. Like, talk more about that in your creative process.
Yeah, it's called Airbnb, and it was a combination of me, the artist, Jovi, and my producer, Blind Vibrations, coming together. Airbnb stands for Artist in Residence. The BNB stands for Built Never Bought, and this album or project was created as an escape. You know, sometimes you want to take like a little stay vacation, you go away, book a little Airbnb for the weekend or whatever. I wanted to kind of be a creative voice of therapy. I was going through a lot of things at the time I was creating the music, so I created like this place in my mind that I can get away from. So Airbnb was kind of like how I put it together.
You know, it's so funny. Like, just listening to the music, I could imagine myself on the drive to the Airbnb.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I appreciate
that's the vibe it gave me, and I could really like sit in there and be relaxed and chill. And it's not like, it's almost nostalgic.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's a bit of the old with a bit of the new. So that was a definite thing. I wanted that to be known, but it's also about just like talking real tales of guys from Toronto and what we go through, because I have a record called Pain where I talk about like sleeping on the floor and nobody knew it. You know what I mean? Going through real problems. But every time you see me, I always have a smile on my face.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is that like music allows me to be vulnerable where sometimes I'm not able to. So Airbnb was an opportunity for me to talk about what I'm going through. And I actually have the follow-up coming sometime in the next few weeks. It's called Extended Stay. So I've decided to spend a few more days, and I'm bringing hosting guests on it.
I like that.
So like, it's like a deluxe or just like a
I would say it's a deluxe, but it's going to be also like a separate vibe from its own, and I'm bringing a few guests on to kind of like help me with that. And it's going to be a very short addition to Airbnb, so you can play them together, you know?
Yeah, so without giving too much about the project, what type of vibe are you trying to like? What's the tone?
I would say just I'd say a soulful feel. If I would say like it's like bearing my soul, because sometimes the things I'm saying in it I might be uncomfortable to talk about in a conversation, but it's still my therapy, and the sound work that Blind Vibrations has done on the production just made me feel like, yo, this has to come out. So you know what I mean?
So speak more about Blind Vibrations. Like, how did you guys meet? Like, how did you guys come together?
Yo, how I became an artist in residence was I used to go to his crib and work on music through a mutual friend.
Okay.
And I started to like spank it. I was like, pause. I was like making mad music. You know what I mean? I had to,
Yeah. No.
Y'all know.
Yo, we had the pause
Y'all
police
caught
on
that
here,
one, you know what I'm
trust me,
saying?
trust me.
So I was like heavily in work with him, recording. So we almost amassed 100 records.
Oh, shit.
And it was just, I took a break because I was going through some sort of mental situations in terms of like life, relationships, and just growing and evolving. Then I came back and I was like, yo, let's just do this. And Blind is a jack of all trades. He's an artist. He's a producer. He's somebody that I've been able to confide in. And how we made this project was by just confiding in him and sharing the music. And even in my own right, I'm a bit of a producer. So like we would start by having sessions where we would just listen to beats and I would tell them about like what I'm going through and we would then make the beats. And that's how it sounds.
Oh shit. Yeah, nah, he's a dope producer. I like
man.
it. I
He's
like
sick,
it.
bro.
Even your sound, like I can just hear the influences, like just pick out like where you're going with a lot of the like themes and stuff. Like that's a really dope project.
Appreciate that, man. I really do.
I can't lie. It gives me that Larry June.
Yo, a
of
lot
vibe,
of people
like-
have been telling me that. But you
Yeah.
know, the thing is, I definitely want it to be motivation music. Because when you listen to Larry June, he's just kicking knowledge and he's doing it in a way where it's like, yo, he's not like judging because he's been
Yeah.
through shit.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I've been through shit, but I don't want you to fall. I want you to rise up, especially if
That's exactly
us as
it.
people of color, bro. Like, we're already being divided through social media. We're already being divided through just jealousy of each other. Like, let's kind of use this music as a vehicle to kind of like push each other, bro. You know what I mean?
With Larry June, even with his music, I always call it like bougie nigga rap. Like, if
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you feel like,
Facts.
yo, I'm just chilling, you know, like just drinking orange juice, vibing.
Yeah.
Makes me want to get some real money
Yeah.
sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
this is real motivational, cool, like nigga
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
calm.
vibes.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
vibes.
for sure.
But I didn't. You want to ask something?
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. So you mentioned music and music being your therapy.
Yeah.
What do you use to like help you reset after like a long, tough week besides music?
I like reading. I've always been into books. So, yeah, I'll have my head in a book. I was just reading a book on Gordon Parks. He's a photographer from the Harlem Renaissance, and that's something you can do some homework on. It was a guy who was a great legendary photographer for Life magazine, established himself, and then he went on to do one of the biggest movies for like black culture. He directed Shaft.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so like I like to read from those perspectives. I like to learn about like guys like Quincy and Berry Gordy, guys who kind of landed on the frontier, and the best way I can do it is either through docs